flying at full throttle and at low level.
Watch your altitude.
To see if I have what it takes to join a group of aviation thrill seekers.
Roll out, 3, 2, 1, go.
I've come to Sherburn in Elmet in England to find out what air racing in Britain is all about. I'm attending the Royal Aero Club's first event of the season. I was just going to observe, but they've actually asked me to take part. Pilot Jonathan Willis doesn't have his navigator today, and so he wants me to join him in the cockpit of his RV6. Now, you've asked me to be your navigator. You must be nuts.
I need all the help I can get.
What is the role of the navigator?
It's quite an important job because very good for housekeeping. So, for example, noting down the number of laps completed, remind me when to change fuel tanks from, say, left tank to right tank. And crucially, the most important thing is for consistency. So everyone can perform for a short period very well, but with a race that lasts up to an hour, it can be quite tiring, and then there might be times of losing concentration. A pilot might just lose sight of a rollout point, and if there's a navigator next to him or her who says, actually no, you need to roll out now, it can mean that every lap can be a good lap.
Stay watching to see how my first race goes.
Here's sign in.
But before that, there's a mandatory briefing and a practice round. At the briefing, the pilots and navigators are given details of today's course. It's 88 miles long in total, made up of 4 laps. Each leg is about 5 miles long, and the turning points are identified by markers on the ground or specific landmarks which we've been shown pictures of. In order to stand a chance of winning, we have to fly as accurately as possible between the turning points without cutting the corners. We can put the route into our moving map software for situational awareness, but at the speeds we're going to be flying and the rates of turn we'll be using, the GPS will lag, so it's going to be crucial that I help Jonathan turn onto the right headings at the right times.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel woefully underprepared for this. I mean, they've just shown the route. I'm quite keen to get that into my Sky Demon. There's scatter points, there's turning points, different heights at different points. We've got to look out for tents, we've got to look out for crosses on the ground, we've got to look out for the apex of roofs. There's much more to this than I thought there would be, so yeah, I'm a little bit anxious, I'd say.
The practice round is now open and some of the competitors are out already. It's an opportunity for them to eyeball the turning points and hone their technique.
Yeah, so you've got the wiggly road days.
Meanwhile, Jonathan and I retreat to the cafe to make our plan. We draw crude diagrams of the route and then annotate them with the visual features we'll be looking for to keep us on course and identify the turning points.
So first of all, we're going to book the track, and then distance, not really important, it's just a track that matters.
I'm taking this seriously because I don't want to let Jonathan down. He's won the British Air Racing Championship for the last 3 years in a row. How long have you been racing and why do you do it?
I've been racing since 2007, and I do it because I love doing competitive things. I'm not naturally a competitive person, but I do like just competing. I love the fact that you're pitching your skills against somebody else, so the better you fly, the better the result. The second thing is, rather than just going up and flying for the sake of flying, which after a while can get a bit boring, it's actually there's somewhere to go and something to do with an aeroplane.
It's time for us to put our plan into practice. There's only an hour allocated in the day for everyone to do this, and we're already behind schedule.
Race 1 taking off, 10.
Departing from runway 10, we have to fly what's called a scatter pattern, a series of quick, sharp turns below 300 feet, which enables us to integrate safely with those already in the air. We start by looking for an orange pyramid on the climb out.
Yep, got it, good.
A corner of a wood that proves almost impossible to identify.
Must be the woods, is it? Yeah. Hedge.
A sewage works.
Completely lost. Oh, I think they're over there.
And then an orange cross marker at the end of runway 24.
Oh, there's the cross on the ground.
And then we head to each of the turning points in the actual race course in turn.
Right, they're turning. There's a tent. Can you see a tent? Just in the 11 o'clock.
picking out features on the ground,
So just to the right of the power station.
and then marking them on our paper drawings. It's harder than you'd think, and it requires the combined effort of Jonathan and I to make sense of the route.
Oh, there it is. I see it.
Oh, you see what?
So it's literally just next to it.
Ah, great.
Next to that big building.
Fantastic.
After a couple of laps, our time's up and we have to return.
Golf Oscar, final 10 grass.
What do you think then? I mean,
Well, for a start,
Yeah.
you've certainly earned your place in the plane, because I didn't have a clue where half those scatters were, and you've spotted them brilliantly.
well, you're flying the plane,
So-
though, so you know you've got that job.
Still, so it's really appreciated. So
And
thank
there's only
you.
one scatter point we've yet to really identify, which
Yeah.
is this strange wood shape.
Yeah.
So we've got to go and look on the aerial photographs now and see if
Yeah.
we've actually identified it.
Yeah, make sure we got the right one. Clarify that with Ian, and go from there.
Brilliant. Love the practice. Let's go and get some lunch.
Yeah,
All right,
yeah.
let's go.
Coming up, Jonathan and I will line up on the starting grid for my first race as navigator. First though, many thanks to my Supporters Club members, without whom there is absolutely no way I could make content like this. And also a shout out to Pooley's Flight Equipment, who stepped in to sponsor this episode. Flying Reporter followers can get a 5% discount off qualifying purchases from the Pooley's online store using my code TFR at the checkout. So whether you need oil, cleaning supplies, books, charts, flight bags, or even camera mounts to help you film your own flights, then visit poolies.com to make your savings. And finally, the Flying Reporter YouTube channel is supported by Anglian Flight Centres, a leading PPL flying school at Earl's Cone in Essex. Tension is building as the first air race of the 2023 season is about to get underway, and we'll soon find out if I can help Jonathan come first today. We debrief our practice flight as the other competitors ready their aircraft. They'll fly 12 races in total this year in the hope of winning the British Air Racing Championship trophy.
It's a real rush. You know, it's essentially it's flying fairly low, very fast, tight turns, and it's just an absolute blast.
It's the classic, what do you do once you've got your PPL? Do you do aerobatics? Do you go for your £100 cup of coffee? Do you tour? My tour, go for a £100 cup of coffee, and I air race as well.
It's social, it's competitive, it's fun, and you win some, you lose some.
The annual championship is run by the Royal Aero Club, Records Racing and Rally Association. They're looking for new members to take up the sport. You just need to have more than 100 hours P1, enthusiasm and commitment, and take a check ride with one of the team. They hold a free race school every year for those interested. The next one of those is on the 20th and 21st of April 2024 at Popham. To sign yourself up for that course, visit their website at britishairracing.org.
I hope you have a good race today, Mike Alpha. You're first, hopefully not your last.
This is a handicapped race. Because of the vastly differing performance of the aircraft competing, they set off on a timed start, with the slowest aircraft leaving first, the fastest last.
Here we go.
Each aircraft carries a pair of GPS loggers that ensures that the rules are followed. There are penalties for height busts and cutting corners. All the other aircraft in the race have departed, and we're waiting to go. While we all depart in intervals, in theory we should all cross the finish line in our final race positions at roughly the same time. It's 20 minutes since Cliff took off in his 1944 Leopard Moth. He's on his second lap.
So Martin has just overtaken me. He's on his first lap, I'm on my second lap. So he's going to have to go all the way round and hopefully catch me in 3 laps time. That's quite tense. I can only fail. No, I can win as well.
John and Ian are also on their first lap. You could say that they have a slight advantage. Ian, who's navigating, was up early this morning laying out the markers on the course, so he should have no problem identifying the turning points.
Keep going around, keep going, keep going. Keep going around a little bit more, keep going, and roll out now.
The flag is raised and we're ready to go. I'm nervous as hell. I wish I'd had more time to study the course and practice it. Jonathan is brave to put his faith in a complete newbie.
You're on track, you're on track.
In the practice round before lunch, we weren't flying full throttle. Now that we're racing, we're going as fast as we can and turning sharply. Jonathan makes it look easy.
Looking for the shell. Yep. Roll out now. That's good. 4. Yep, I think I'll... Oh, yeah. Oh, sorry. Bit of a correction needed. Oh, that was close.
We nearly cut a corner in the scatter pattern that could have cost us points.
Straight down the runway. It's the porter cabins, it's the one on the left. Yeah, I'm just looking for the cross. I think I can see it, yeah. You can climb now. I got it.
Just look at how accurately we turn. You can just see the orange cross on the ground that we mustn't cut inside of.
You got it? I think so. Yeah, I've got it straight ahead. See the shed? 12 o'clock. Watch your altitude. Thank you.
We've left the scatter pattern and heading towards the first turning point. We need to climb above the minimum race height of 550 feet above ground, but we don't want to go too far above that because a small excess climb could lose us speed.
Climbed at 100 feet, so it's a bit of a waste. Never mind. These are the pylons. Yep, thanks. Slight to the right of them to begin with. Okay. So we definitely need our harnesses tight, don't we, in these thermals?
Thermals might make it uncomfortable, but as Cliff's discovering, that's helping with lift and thus speed.
Get some nice thermals here. Bit of speed. Pushing the nose down. Every little help.
But even though nature is giving Cliff a bit of a boost, Bob in his blue Starduster is catching him up.
Oh, I can see Bob. Don't like that. That's a bit too early.
If Bob overtakes Cliff, it'll mean he's ahead of him in the race.
Leopard Bob, race 9 on your right.
Not visual. Looks like Bob's about to overtake me. Well, that's the first overtake against me.
And to add insult to injury, Bob cuts in a little tight, leaving Cliff bouncing around in his wake.
Oh, bit of prop wash there. Wow. Thanks, Bob.
No, it's a Starduster.
While Bob is faster than Cliff, with a cruise speed of 110 knots in his Starduster, our RV6 has a cruise speed of 173 knots, and so it doesn't take us long to catch him up.
Bob from race 1, passing to your left and lower.
Contact.
In fact, inevitably being the fastest plane in the race, before long we're having to keep our eyes peeled as we lap many others.
2 traffic ahead, 1 nearer to us. Oh gosh, yeah, he's coming up quick, isn't he? Cliff from race 1, going to be passing to your right, same level, Cliff.
Okay, I'll keep steady. Clear.
Remember what Jonathan said before the race about consistency, fatigue, and the role of the navigator to help prevent errors. I think I'm about to earn my place in the cockpit.
A fairly gentle turn, isn't it? No. No, so you're right. Yep. There's the marker straight ahead. Thank you, thanks. Right. Easy to forget where you are, isn't it? Yeah, especially when lots of turn points. I thought I was a turn point ahead. We should have the power station on that side. Yeah. Oh. 3, 2, 1, roll out. Got it. Thanks.
For Jonathan, being the pilot in the race, it's obviously very intense. As well as helping him navigate, I'm looking out for traffic, monitoring the engine instruments, noting each lap that passes, and also keeping an eye on fuel burn.
You ready to change fuel tanks? Oh yeah, thanks. So that was 2 laps then.
Yep.
Over we go. Done. Great, thanks.
Got the marker ahead?
Got the marker.
Right, here we go, last lap.
Right, last lap.
The race is in its final stages as competitors turn over the airfield and begin their 4th lap.
Rolling out. 3, 2, 1, go. We are gaining on him. That's 3rd lap complete. This is final lap, yeah?
Final lap, right, excellent.
Being the slowest, Cliff knows everyone is going to be chasing him down.
I'm going to get everyone coming past me like a bunch of rats or something. Especially the RVs.
Cliff, I'm coming past on your right and below. I'll be past you by the turn.
Yeah, I've seen you.
Cliff, very quickly, coming down your right hand side.
Looks like I'm going to be last. Everyone's going past me now.
Cliff, passing your right hand side, same level.
Cliff, race 1 will be passing to your right, slightly lower than you.
Come in. A gaggle of traffic up ahead.
Yep.
There's going to be a dash for the finish. At the railway line, known as Point Alpha, the competitors can descend to 300 feet, gaining speed and saving crucial seconds.
Right, looking out for this railway line. Oh, there's railway line.
Yep.
Right, okay, they are so hot on this. I mean, they are really hot. Oh, crikey. Didn't see him in the sun.
No.
Martin Gosling in his Robin crosses the finish line first and we're in 2nd place. But we won't know our actual finish positions until the race officials have crunched all the numbers and added any penalty points.
Oh, well done.
Thank you, Angie. Thanks for your help. Absolutely brilliant.
All aircraft, race over, race over.
So, I might not have been last. It was very close over the line for the 2 of us.
I thought I'd have something profound to say, but it was just a very enjoyable experience. Wasn't at all scary. It was great being part of the team, looking out for the markers. Golf Oscar did us proud. We were making ground, as you might have seen, against the other RV. I'm hoping we've got a good speed, a good time, and that I can say that I contributed to a winning race. Wouldn't that be great? How are you now?
Oh, it's cooling down at last.
You're looking ready for your beer, I think.
Definitely, yes.
How do you think it went? I mean, you were right on those lines, right on those markers. We could see all the other airplanes seeming to go much wider than we were. We were very tight to the marker.
But also, yeah, I thought we did a pretty good race. You were excellent. As a navigator, especially your first race, even if you've been a navigator for 5 years, very, very good. I mean, there were a couple of times when I lost the rollout points and you were straight in there saying, no, that's your rollout point, roll out now. Very helpful, so thanks, John.
It's time to award the trophies and find out how we all did. Some of the competitors are already admitting defeat.
I thought I was doing rather well until everyone shot past me. Very demoralising, but great fun.
Well, basically, we've been disqualified for low flying on one of the turns. Yeah.
No one's ever happy. No one ever believes they've done anything wrong, and until you show it to them in black and white.
The second GPS log confirms that Ian and John made a mistake.
Yeah, so because it's gone red, that is below minimum height by more than 50 feet.
Yeah. The navigator is taking the blame.
Yeah. Your nav needs to hit you a bit harder next time.
It's your fault. It's always the nav's fault. It's always the nav's fault.
Okay. Do we have the result?
We do.
How did we do?
We got 3rd place.
Oh wow, that's really good.
I'm very chuffed. So we did okay. You'll get a trophy, and a navigator's trophy, and I'll get a little trophy.
Yeah.
So not bad for a day's work.
No.
So for the results. Martin won the race in his Robin DR400. Dave Moorman came 2nd in his Cap 10, and Jonathan and I in 3rd place. Cliff actually came in 3rd from last. In last place, well, he might have overtaken Cliff on one of the laps, but Bob actually came last in his Starduster.
I have learnt one thing. Don't be so gentlemanly. I went wide at the turn to go round somebody, and everybody else cut in the side of me. I thought that's not on. Hey ho.
I absolutely loved hanging out with the air racing gang. Remember, if you fancy a go yourself, sign up for their free race school weekend next spring. The link to their website is in the description. If you've lasted this far in the episode, thank you so much for sticking with us. I hope you enjoyed it. It was a really big film to put together. Took 5 days to edit, in fact. If you want to show your appreciation, you can send me a tip by clicking thanks here on YouTube, or better still, why not join my supporters club for bonus content, deep dive explanations and advert-free versions of my episodes. I've just released a bonus video describing a bounced landing I did in this PA32 last week. Following the bounce, I botched my go-around, and if you want to see what I did wrong, you can sign up for a free trial of the Supporters Club now. Pooley's Flight Equipment sponsored this episode, but that's where it ends for now. Fly safely, my friends.